Spectrum TV, broadening your horizon.
All right, good evening and welcome to today's episode of the program, The Law of the People and Governance, here on Spectrum Television, a program that tells you much about government policies and also relates to the people and bridges the gap between the government and the people, and of course sends back the people's feedback to the government as well. All right, so recently we've been talking about the elections, and of course, you know that Nigeria, the much anticipated, much awaited results had been out. And of course, the All Progressives Congress presidential candidate, talking about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, has emerged the winner of the just concluded Saturday's presidential election. Now, this is a big congratulations to Nigeria for having a new president, and of course to the All Progressives Congress for giving us a new president. Well, we'll be talking about the issue on ground. We're having so many issues. Recently, the vice presidential candidate for the Labour Party today actually made some statement that he is going to make sure that he takes back the mandate. We'll also have the PDP talking back, talking about the elections, saying it should be cancelled, that it was rigged and mad. We have so many issues, and of course, that people seems to have lost confidence in INEC's credibility of the elections. Well, all of this we're going to look at, but we also have to accept the fact that we have a new president. Nigeria has a new president-elect in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So our whatever we're going to say today is going to hang around that as the program goes on. Well, this program is very participatory, so you can be a part of it. The phone line is on the screen, so you can be a part of the program. Meanwhile, my name is Rachel David White, and also we're being joined by two gentlemen who are well learned, and they're going to talk to us about the issues on ground today in the person of Idorian Omana. He is a political analyst. Welcome, Idorian Omana.
And good evening, viewers.
Okay, it's good to have you once again.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here for the second time.
Okay, so I'll also have another person joining us, a lawyer in the person of Barrister O.M. Omar. Welcome, Barrister. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so while we're still trying to bring back the barrister, let's talk. Let's establish something. The presidential election has been concluded, and of course, Nigeria has a new president-elect. Now, we're still talking about one thing. INEC had promised us that results will be transmitted electronically, but I think that wasn't the case. We still had manual transmission of results. And INEC had already laid down rules, laid down rules on the election guidelines, how it's going to go, the transmission process and everything. Now, it seems to look at like INEC did not even obey their own laid down rules. So, coming to you, Idori and Omada, as an analyst, just give us a brief analysis of the just concluded presidential polls.
Okay, thank you very much, Rachel. For me, the just concluded general elections would have been okay. The first, since we've not completed the governorship, the presidential election would have been adjudged to be one of the best. But I think the delivery had some issues. You know, so many Nigerians lost hope in the electoral process in Nigeria, but for the first time in history of the country, a lot of people became interested, where you saw millions of first-time voters. They were ready to take to vote in Nigeria, because INEC had promised, after President Buhari had signed. I want to first of all, okay, let me even thank President Buhari. After he had signed the electoral laws into electoral bill into a law, Nigerians were happy because we knew it was going to be a new beginning, and INEC came up very strong with the issue of beavers, which there must be no overvoting. Accreditation must be done at every point in time. Once there's overvoting, even by one vote, INEC told us that those units will be cancelled. INEC also did away with the issue of incident form that was a leeway for riggers to use to rig the election. And Nigerians were very happy that for the first time in the history of the country, we're going to have a smooth elections that at least a certain percentage of how do I put it, a certain percentage of correctness, and Nigerians were happy. And INEC, after the electoral bill was signed into law, INEC promised us, because the electoral bill made provision for INEC to either transfer electronically or any means they wanted, but INEC made it a law when it told Nigerians, when the INEC chairman repeatedly told Nigerians that there must be electronic transfer of results. So we're sure that from the polling unit, from each polling unit, election results were going straight to the INEC server. But Nigerians were disappointed and are still disappointed. I congratulate Asiwaju for now, but Nigerians are disappointed that even if that was a true situation, we never see manipulation and mutilation of manual result sheet. Nigerians believe that if the electoral process was what INEC told us, if we were able to collect the result through the transfer, the results submitted to INEC server, Nigeria would have been okay. That the process was okay, but INEC deliberately, I want to use the word deliberately, INEC deliberately did not want to use the electronic transfers again, because at this point, what happened, like in my unit?
Why do you say deliberately?
Deliberately because, one, how do you release beavers to someone who is supposed to anchor the beaver, and you are releasing like an aquarium? You are releasing a new technology, a novel technology, to someone who was not trained. INEC did a lot of training of the people, and at the end, a day before the election, a night before the election, INEC swapped the name of those they trained with those who don't know anything about beavers. That was one. And when these beavers were released to them, some of them were confused. They didn't even know what to do. And they took the beavers to the units, and they forgot to get the password for beavers. Every electronic device has a password, something that INEC would have given them. And they forgot. They said when they got to the unit, like, what happened in my unit? I want to take my unit as a case. The guy came. He said he forgot to get the password. I said, how do you go to a farm
Wow.
without, oh, so what do you come to do here in my unit? You don't have password? He said he forgot to collect the password. He did not even come with a charger for the beavers. He did not come with anything. They just removed the beavers from the bag, the packs of the beavers, and give them without charger, without anything. And I now told him, okay, I took him in the car again. After a lot of time had been spent, I now took him in the car again, went to the city center, went to my local government headquarters to get the password. He came and was doing, and he was using the beavers. And when it was done, elections were done. I said, okay, let's do the transfer, because we also, my party has also trained all of us who were agents on what we expect, what they should do. I told him, okay, do the transfer of the result to the server. He now told me he has not seen what we did again. He has not seen the accreditation.
Wow.
He did not see the result. He did not see anything in the. I now told him, hey, I said, not today. Oh. You see the election I've won, either by crook or anyhow you want to, you must get the result. And my people, my people in the unit, we know we had won the election, wanted to start. You know, in that kind of situation, there must be apprehension. There must be, everybody want to know what is happening. And I told him, okay, let's go to your INEC office. I took him in the INEC office. When I got to the INEC office, I saw a deliberate situation where INEC officials did not want the
Results.
the result to be transmitted through the beavers electronically. I now told them, you see this office, I'm going to scatter everything in this office if you don't transmit my result electronically, because that is what INEC told us. So they now transfer the result, and the result was, after a lot of time, after arguing with them, they now brought another password, which the guy that came to my unit did not even come with the password. They brought another password to the beavers and now did the transfer. And I can assure you, a larger percentage of the people that just because I was
Wow.
I should do to be sure that my result has been established in the INEC server. So I want to say that Nigerians are disappointed that at the end, the same INEC that collected about 305 billion naira for this election ended up
Wow. Okay. I think network is
not capturing, and see what happened in different polling units. INEC decided deliberately to rely on
manual
the manual
transmission.
result. And in this manual result, I can assure you, some places there have been mutilation. You have so unit number of election of voters in your unit. You want to adjust for them between your units and the local government coalition unit and the state. The result, the different thing is and for the first time I saw something on the INEC result sheet where it's like mathematics. When this one is constant, this one, when the number of how do you do that in an election? When the number of used ballot papers is subtracted from what the remaining, you use the remaining to do a mathematics in an election that you're supposed to count 1 + 1. So I want to say that INEC and the INEC chairman, they have failed the country. That when Nigerians are peaceful people, I like I said on the program,
Okay.
nobody should call for violence. But I think if we have any issue, the parties involved,
Okay.
although we cannot rely on the Nigerian judicial system again because of what they've done over the time now, over the years. In 2019, we saw when number 1 man became number 4, and number 4 man was sworn in to become a governor of Imo State. And this is the same judiciary still manned by the same people that were still going to take our cries to this time around. So I think it's quite sad. And I want to say that between now and the 11th of March, I think about 10 days from now, 10 or 9 days from now, INEC should sit up and let Nigeria get back the confidence they really told us that we should restore confidence in them. Let them also make sure we get back that confidence. And I want to say that if not so, Nigerians will be disappointed, and the effort of Mr. President to give us a good election before he leaves office would have been thwarted by these activities of INEC. And I believe that Asiwaju has won does not mean that Nigerians are happy with the process. If we were to rely on the manual collation of results, I think from the unit, Nigerians would have followed up till the end. But since they promised us that it will be electronically collated and also manual, that means for everything that's supposed to come from the server, it's supposed to be the same with what you have on paper. But when you now rely on manual and you announce results that have been mutilated, where tippers have been used to mutilate figures and you announce them. I want to say what the person just said, that no beavers, no electronic transfer, no result would have been obtainable if INEC was not deliberately putting Nigeria into this kind of stress.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a long analysis of the just concluded polls. Well, of course, INEC chairman did come out to tell us that the news that election results were going to be collated manually was fake, that we should disregard that election results was going to be collated electronically. And this is what Nigerians are holding INEC accountable. Of course, you came out to say this, and now you're doing otherwise. So how are we sure that everything you said is true, or the collation, the result is true? Let's just take a look at the moments where the next president of Nigeria was announced.
That the certificate of return to the president-elect and the vice president-elect will take place here at 3 p.m. today. Felix Johnson, Princess Chichi of the APM, 25,961. Nadi Charles Osita of APP, 12,839. Adenuga Sunday Oluwafemi of the Boot Party BP, 16,156. Obi Peter Gregory of the LP, 6,101,533. Musa Mohammed Rabiu Kwankwaso of the NNPP, 1,496,687. Tinubu Bola Ahmed of the APC, having satisfied the requirements of the law, is hereby declared the winner and is returned elected. Thank you.
His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as you are.
That was a great moment. Honor was being bestowed on a man that, Nigerians voting into office. Some Nigerians, not all Nigerians, a man that INEC saw right to actually sit on that seat. Well, back to you, Idore Numana. Well, in the words of the INEC chairman, Bola Ahmed Tinubu had, satisfied every requirement, had met all the necessary requirements according to the law. So, at what point would you say Nigerians are still right? Yeah, because we have so many aggrieved Nigerians. We had a protest in Asaba. We also had over 100 youths march to INEC office in Mina protesting, telling INEC that the result wasn't accurate. But INEC says Bola Ahmed Tinubu has met all the requirements according to law. So at what point would we say INEC isn't saying the truth? It's not right. That's if they are following the law.
Yeah, I think INEC is following the law, but they've also left another law behind. That is the law, the electoral law that they themselves, INEC themselves, said it was going to be electronic transfer of results. So they've left that part of the law. They have not brought that into the coalition, and for them now, that is not the law. The law they said Tinubu has met is these 25%. The constitution says that for you to be announced the president of the country, you must have had 25% vote. That means about 24 states must have voted. You must have 25% vote from about 24 states, including the
FCT. Yeah.
So that's including the FCT. I think that's where Mahmoud Yakubu has said that Tinubu has met the requirements in law, and for that, because Mahmoud Yakubu is talking about the election he has counted. He doesn't talk about the ones we have not seen as Nigerians. He doesn't talk about the one that is supposed to come from the saver. So if he's saying that, he's in a way right. But I think for Nigerians, except some of the I think for people like maybe the PDP and Obi, they will have to approach the same court that Nigerians have also lost interest in because of these their obnoxious judgments that have been coming from Supreme Court. You know, like what we say, Ahmed Lawan, the Senate president, never took part in any primaries of the APC. He did not even buy form.
Well,
He
we're
just
going to
told
come to
someone to buy
that.
form,
That's
keep
a
on.
huge one on its own. So we're gonna come to that. Let's just see a video where the INEC boss, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, promised Nigerians that we were going to have election results transmitted electronically.
On this note, let me seize this opportunity to respond to a story emanating from a section of the media that the Commission has decided to jettison the uploading of polling unit level results in real time on election day. It should please be disregarded as fake news. The Commission will upload polling unit level results, and citizens will have access to those results in real time as we upload to the polling units. This innovation was introduced by the Commission. The Commission cannot turn around and undermine itself. So this technology has come to stay. We'll upload polling unit level results from the polling unit. Citizens will have the right to view these results. After all, who are we serving? The citizens.
Hello?
Yeah, I hope you watched the video and you listened to what
Yes,
Professor
I have.
Mahmoud Yakubu said. So what do you have to
Yeah,
say about that?
it's quite disappointing. It's quite disappointing. You know, Nigeria, both those in charge of parastatals, the presidency, those at the end of affairs, they come to tell Nigerian lies. And when Nigerians raise the concerns that INEC was going to jettison the electronically transmitted uh, result from polling units, Mahmoud Yakubu came out to say that was fake news. And today we have seen that that news was not fake. I wish someone can send this video to him. If I was to have his number, I would have just sent that video to him and ask him now, are you a man of integrity? Because when you look at the people, about 200 and something million people, and you are number one because of your INEC, and you are going to toy with the destiny of 200 and something people by your action or inaction. And you had the guts to come and tell us that elections, that Nigerians will be able to view the result. And you even went ahead to tell us with a caveat that after all, you are saving Nigerians. Now the question to Mahmoud Yakubu, Mahmoud, is, have you, after announcing this result, after reeling out results that had mutilations on them, had chippers on them, that, and you know very well that the electoral system was hijacked, let me use that word, was hijacked by both the returning officers from different states, and you went ahead to announce that result today. Are you now still saving the people? Are you a man of integrity? Can you beat your chest and say, myself, Mahmoud Yakubu, I am a man of integrity because I did what I promised Nigerians I was going to do. And I can assure you that Mahmoud Yakubu, if nobody has told him, he should, from me, he should bow his head in shame.
Okay, so we're having some.
But Tinubu, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm not against the winning the emergence as the president of the country by
The All Progressives candidate, All Progressive Congress candidate.
that INEC promised us to deliver to us what we want, one of the best elections. For God's sake, we have been practicing democracy for the past 24 years now, and since 1999, by now there should have been a gradual process, electionary process that will.
Okay, we're sorry about that break. We hope that we're going to connect back to him. All right, so he's back.
My phone, but
Okay.
I rejected it.
All right.
Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yes. So, but when you promise that and Nigerians were happy, and at the end of the day, when Mahmoud Yakubu called for that press conference, it was just to debunk the fact that INEC was going to jettison the electronic transmission of results. And I think he was happy. He spent some money, maybe the media, the people who came, the media, everybody was happy. That was building hope back that, according to the rumors we heard, that the INEC chairman has told us that was fake. And that was reassuring. That was reassuring. That was enough for Nigerians to take to the bank. But a day to the election, what made Yakubu change his mind? Why did Mahmoud change his mind about electronic transfer of results? Rachel, let me tell you something. If as of today, Nigerians did not still have the result, who the president is, and Yakubu told us that maybe for a certain reason, the result that we transmitted to the server, the server has made the server slow, that by so day, we will reel out whatever the server brought. Nigerians would have been happy to wait even for 1 week. I can assure you, because they would have known that the process is not tampered by anybody. But you know, Nigerians are fast with pen. Whoever is holding pen and chippers can do something that will destroy the whole country. See, if I vote from my unit, and at the end, that vote does not count. It doesn't reflect the winning I have suffered over the, maybe for how many years now, maybe for goodwill, going around to canvass for vote from my people. And at the end, you truncate that by usage of a pen. You are worse than a terrorist. Because
Okay.
if
Let's not get to that point. So we understand that
no,
we
no,
are
no,
all
I'm telling you
agreed.
the gospel truth. You are worst. You are worst. Election results is not what anybody should tamper with, because through the election result throws up leaders that can either make or mar the country. So
Yes.
if you use your pen to destroy the electoral process, you have destroyed everyone. You have destroyed the leadership. And I want to tell you, Rachel, in Nigeria, we have been so unfortunate to have leaders that are pro people, leaders that are interested in whatever is happening to the people. And Nigerians were believing that for the first time, they were going to have a leader that they can hold accountable, the leader that they will know that that leader knows that it was a process of the people, that the power with the people that brought him up. But I want to tell you, if for any reason the election was truncated or was manipulated, and the man who becomes the president knows that was a little manipulation to make him the president, he will never be accountable to the people, because he knew that he came to that place because of manipulation. So that is the difference. But if you have a leader who came through a free and fair process and knows that myself, from the unit in Ibionibo voted for him, he respects me. If he has anything, if he does anything wrong, and I say no, Mr. President, you are not supposed to do this, he will respect me because he knows I was part of the process that brought him. But if he manipulated his way to that place, he caused the bluff, and I will not be able to do anything. So I think that's what Nigerians wanted to guard against. That was why you were hearing the issue of let us take back our country. For me, taking back our country never meant a particular candidate, but it meant a process of throwing the president that we can call our own. That is taking back our country.
Okay, well, I want to say, let me take us back to the words of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu when he said, after all, who are we serving? The citizens. In
Yes.
Nigeria, which we know is practicing a democratic government, a government that is being put by the people and is of the people and for the people as well. Could we say that, yeah, in Nigeria, truly, the government are serving the people?
Hello?
Yeah, did you hear that?
No, I didn't. Sorry. A
Okay,
call
no, I'm taking us
interjected.
back to the words of Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Now, we know Nigeria is practicing a democratic government. And of course, we know that it is supposed to be a government elected by the people. Now, out of the people and for the people, a government who serves the people. And in his words, he says, INEC, not just INEC, the leaders serve Nigerians, which are the
Yeah.
citizens. Can you actually hold our leaders accountable and say, oh, truly, Nigerian leaders serve the citizens?
Oh, okay. So current crop of leaders don't serve the citizens; they serve themselves. That
Okay, so we're having some network issues. We're
why
sure
you
that.
abject poverty, languishing in pains. When the leaders, when Nigerians cry out, the leaders, the crop of leaders we have, don't listen to them. They do whatever they feel like doing. And I think until we are able to elect leaders who believe that we made them leaders, that is when they will start listening to us. That's when they will start saving us. Mahmoud Yakubu told us, after all, they are saving us. Who are we saving? But now, has he shown that they are saving us? He is saving his personal interest now. He's saving his personal interest that he has given us, that he has announced the president through the powers we gave him through INEC, has not shown any sign that he has saved us. If he had allowed us promise, if he had counted those votes, and at the end, Nigerians are satisfied. You know, when you have a free and fair election, whoever wins, whoever loses, will now be able to be happy with who won and can easily congratulate. I think it's only in Nigeria that every election that is done in Nigeria must end in Supreme Court. The election is three legs. I first leaves tribunal, go to the High Court, from the High Court go to Appeal Court, and from Appeal Court go to Supreme Court. That means the man you defeated is not satisfied, and he wants to exhaust every legal means to get back the mandate he believed was his. But if you have a free and fair process, I can assure you that Nigerians, if I know that you have won me and I see clearly, I don't need to go to Supreme Court except on technicalities. And if you win me well, I will even forget. I'll congratulate you and forget the court and even the technicalities. But when you have election results, the process that even from day one, people started complaining, where is the saver? Why have you not read a result from the saver? The man who believes that he has won, the men, even not one in this case now, any man who believes that the process threw him out and is winning will definitely go to the court. And at the end, for 24 years now, Nigeria must have a president that is confirmed by the Supreme Court to be president, which is very wrong for me. Very wrong. And I thought in 2023 we'll be able to expunge that from a political lexicon, that nobody goes to court again because a free and fair process has thrown up someone.
Okay, well, talking about the issue of court, I thought we'd be joined by a barrister, but the network has really been a problem. So he could talk to us from the angle of the judiciary. Of course, we have elections being rigged at the court, the judiciary level these days. You cited the case of the Senate President Ahmed Lawan, who never took part in any primaries, but was confirmed to be the right candidate for that position. And of course, we also had we've had some issues where even the Oshun polls, we have some issues where a candidate believes he won and took the case to court, and maybe is not a candidate the people wanted, but the court puts him on the people. So it now looks like the same way Nigerians trusted INEC to deliver a credible election. Don't you think that Nigerians had already been lacking confidence in the court that was supposed to be the hope of a common man? Don't you think that Nigerians are also not going to believe the verdict of the court, even if the court says, oh, indeed, INEC was right?
Yes, I believe in that, because even yesterday, I was on a program and I said, when you hear someone who says, if you are not satisfied, go to court, the person already has the keys of the court, he has the keys of the judiciary, knowing that he can punch 1 or 2, 3 buttons and get whatever he wants. You know, if someone had told Ihedioha that time that Uzabima, who was number 4 on the election, would become the governor of Imo State. Yes, will become the governor of Imo State. Ihedioha would have even sworn with his life and say it's not possible. It's not possible that even not the second man, the person who came second in the election, but the man who came fourth on the election. Now, another scenario played itself in Bayelsa. When the Bayelsa election was done, there was a case in the Supreme Court. The man who was the deputy governor for David Lyon, they had different names, but had been a senator for 3 consecutive times. And as at that day, he was supposed to be sworn in the following day. He was still a senator. Until today, he has not been taken to any court because of the discrepancies in his name. But the Supreme Court had the guts to destroy the hope of Bayelsans, who had already elected their governor, and they were happy. The governor was doing practice to be sworn in the following day, and the Supreme Court had the guts that day to nullify the election. They now swore in a PDP governor who was not elected by the people, and the PDP governor became a governor just because there were discrepancies in some other person's name, who nobody has taken to court till today. So I think even the courts, Nigerians have lost hope in the court. And this election, no matter what is going to happen, no matter how you take it to the court, I believe Nigerians have already lost hope. And the court are not going to do anything new. Okay, look at the issue of Lawan now, because I mentioned it. Lawan did not take part in any primaries. Unlike Gosolekbabe, he was smart. He came home after losing the presidential. He did whatever he could, but made sure he took part in the primaries he was elected by the people even before the deadline. And that gave him an edge when he went to court. But Lawan never took part. Lawan never even filled form. Lawan went to court. The Federal High Court said, no, you did not take part. Lawan went to appeal court. Appeal court said, we don't have any evidence that you took part in the primaries. But the same Lawan took the case to Supreme Court. Supreme Court said, Lawan, you are the man. From where? Lawan, where is your form? Where did you fill your form? At what point did you do primaries? Even if the party submitted your name, the party would have conducted the primaries either consensus candidate, but Lawan never had any consensus from anywhere. So and now Lawan has won election to represent his place in the Senate again. A man who never bought form. So, and is it the same judiciary that is going to go and give Nigerians their rights? I doubt, Rachel. I doubt if that is the same, because this case now, the first stage is Federal High Court. Whoever is not okay will go to Federal High Court. The next stage, if he defeated or wins, the next one, the one who lost will take to appeal court. Appeal court will give his own judgment. And now the last hope
of a common man,
like
the
God,
final authority.
What do you say?
The final authority.
Yes, the final authority that if they give you judgment, the next place is for either for you to die and go to heaven and get judgment, or you stay and forget. It's made up of the men who don't even understand the pain Nigeria go through for leadership, because they have reached the echelon of their business, they have reached the echelon of their careers, they can manipulate their ways, and the leadership, whatever leadership crisis Nigerians have, doesn't really affect them, because they're in the judiciary, they get paid, they have some allowances that they can travel at. For an average Nigerian in my village, in Tanekere, in Ibiono, who does not have where to travel to, the leadership crisis goes to affect the person negatively. Yet the same Supreme Court, that's where we are expecting to go and have justice. I think it's a far cry. It's a far cry. It will be easier for the camel to pass through the needle's eye in Nigeria than for you to have judgment, a fair judgment, with the Nigerian judiciary.
Doreen Mana, don't forget that, of course, Tinubu has given off his word as the president-elect that he will never fail Nigerians. And he also made a statement that, indeed, it was actually his turn. I mean, look on.
Rachel, this is a Miloko thing. I think, for me, when President Buhari came into power, Nigerians were yearning for change. Everybody was happy. And I also thank God that if Buhari did not become the president, Nigeria would have said, oh, only if Buhari had won the election and was president. But President Buhari came after about 3 attempts. God said, okay, Nigerians, I hope you still want him. Oh yeah, take it. And we have now seen the result of taking it. When Tinubu said he's going to deliver, has any president ever said that he was going to fail? Once you are elected, once you are announced, you give hope. But is that hope? In that your hope, is it hopeful? Is there any hope in that your hope that you have given? You know, there are some hopeless hopes. I can give you hope now, but inside that real hope, there is hopeless situation. So now there is hope. What he has told us that we should have hope that he will deliver. Is there any hope in that hope that we are talking about? So Nigerians are now left to say, well, Abasimbok, can I use that my dialect
Of
here?
course you can. Feel free.
Nigerians now say, oh, Abasimbok, that's God, please help us. If we elect a leader that we trust, we are not even supposed to call God into it. We can only God, please protect our president. Keep him alive for us. Make sure nothing bad happens to him. But when you elect a leader you cannot trust, you are now praying God to change the situation. And God does not answer those kind of prayers. There are some prayers that God doesn't answer. If I'm praying for a leader, the only way to get the leader first, if I'm praying for good leadership, is to elect that leader. But if in the process, through the process of electing that leader, I am not sure, I will now call God. Tinubu is Tinubu. At his age, he already knows what is good and what is bad. Now, the onus is on him to either deliver or not deliver, or to either do what President Buhari has done. I have tried my best, but even my best is not good enough. You understand?
Okay.
Now, we are left with whether Tinubu's best will be good enough for Nigeria or it will not be good. It now depends on Nigerians who will now. And let me tell you something, Rachel. Once you are not part of the process that throws up a leader, if you are not comfortable with that leader from day one, the first 4 years will be like 8 years because you start from day one to complain. But I pray that now I join other Nigerians to pray. Like what I just said, when you are not sure of the man, you now pray. I also now pray. Join others to pray that God should help us.
And I say amen.
Because Nigerians have been suffering. Nigerians have been suffering enough. We have suffered enough in the hands of our leaders. Nigeria is one of the richest countries God has ever put in this world. Nigeria is the richest black nation. Nigeria is the richest black country in the whole world. But I can tell you that successive leaders upon leaders, have turned Nigeria to a poverty capital of the world with enough resources in our hands.
Okay.
Mismanagement, nepotism, lack of interest for what is happening to the people, lies, deception, everything is embedded in the leaders that Nigeria, God has not blessed us with. If God had blessed us with leaders in Nigeria, I can tell you that Nigeria would have been one of the best countries for even Americans to run to come and live in. What don't we have? A fair environment we have, a fair weather we have, everything. Have you ever had tsunami in Nigeria? No. Have you ever had any natural resources, any natural occurrence, disaster that has taken up to 1,000 people at a time? No. But this is happening in other places that Nigerians are even rushing to because we don't have leaders who will use the resources we have in the country to work for the country and make Nigeria a better place. President Buhari was about 100 days in outside the country when he was sick. I was thinking that when President Buhari comes back, he will replicate even that hospital. The same hospital he was for 100 days. He would have studied why is this hospital here? Can't I do this in Nigeria? I was thinking that President Buhari will replicate, but I can tell you, after President Buhari spent over 100 days in America, he came back. Each time he wanted to go for checkup, he still flew outside to that same hospital instead of replicating it here in Abuja.
Okay,
or even in Lagos, or somewhere in
I wish we
Nigeria.
had time to tell all these things we're saying right now, but our time is fast spent, so we'll be wrapping up right now. But let's just hope, like you said, he's never going to fail Nigerians. So because we couldn't hold INEC accountable, they couldn't stand to their words, I think let's trust Tinubu that is going to actually not fail Nigerians, so he's going to stand strong and of course prove himself worthy of that particular statement he made. So what is your advice for Nigerians in just 2 seconds as we round off?
Okay, my advice to Nigerians is that there's no need for violence. If anybody, for those who are not satisfied, like I said, they should also still try the court to see if luck, they can have luck. But I want Nigerians to what to do now. If it was when Tinubu was still young, it would have been different. But Tinubu is a very intelligent person, but age is not on his side. So what Nigerians should pray for now is strength. To say, just God, please strengthen him, because for Tinubu's age and the problems of the 200 million people in Nigeria, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for him. I just wish him, I pray for Nigeria. I also wish him well. I pray for him. That I pray for him, pray for his health, pray for everything that has to do with him, because he is coming into a nation that is already tired. And I pray that the age of Tinubu should not affect the tiredness of Nigeria, because if a
Amen.
too tired days meet, it's a serious problem.
I
But God
thank
will
you.
help us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
Thank you.
having me.
I thank you so much, Dorian Omana, political analyst. We hope to have you some other time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, viewers. Thank you for staying tuned up until now to, of course, be part of the program, The Law, the People and Governance. And this is a very big congratulations to the All Progressives Congress candidates in the person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who has emerged Nigeria's president-elect. And this is also a word to the people that we should remain calm. Violence is never an issue. Like the president-elect said, you can resort to court if you're not comfortable with the judgment. Well, I look forward to have you again tomorrow. To stay tuned. My name is Rachel David White. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. Good evening.